Did Russia just turn off the spigot on Europe? Moscow has announced sanctions on 31 European companies, including Gazprom Germania, the former subsidiary of Russian gas giant Gazprom that is now controlled by German regulators, as well as Germany's biggest gas storage facility and gas trader Wingas. Economy Minister Robert Habeck on Thursday confirmed that some companies are no longer receiving gas due to the sanctions, though he said the country has found alternative suppliers. Now, for more on this, I'm joined now by Henning Gloystein, the Director of Energy, Climate and Resources at Eurasia Group in London. Henning, thanks for being here. So what do you make of this? We've already seen Russia cut off Poland and Bulgaria. Is this the moment when Russia cuts off the rest of Europe from its gas?
Thanks for having me. It's probably not that moment yet, but the deterioration of security of supply from Russia is really quite alarming. We're seeing a steady escalation of sanctions, retaliatory sanctions, and just last night's announcement that Russia had imposed sanctions on Gazprom Germania and Poland's part of the Yamal pipeline just really means that we don't quite know if or when Russia will cut gas supply. That means that the European Union must do absolutely everything to secure alternative supply so that we have gas next winter.
Yeah, the EU had expected not to be fully off Russian gas for years. They said sometime before 2030. Is the EU at all prepared for this?
3 months ago, they weren't at all prepared for this in any way. 2 months ago, a little bit. Now they are going into overdrive to prepare for this. So I think a bit like you've seen in oil over recent weeks, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of action going on, alternative supply contracts, LNG import terminals, floating vessels being shipped to Europe so that they prepare for next winter. But if Russian gas stops flowing entirely, it's going to be really tight, and there might be some rationing of energy in the worst case next winter. We just don't know, sadly.
Yeah, what would the impacts be? Prices have already skyrocketed. You mentioned rationing there. What are the effects if Russia does cut off gas?
Well, right now prices are actually not that bad because we're just out of winter. There's no heating demand now, and there's a lot of LNG coming in that was bought at super high prices a few months ago. But once it gets cold again, and if there's a disruption of Russian gas supply, especially on a big scale, total cutoff, for instance, then prices would go through the roof again. And in a worst case, for instance, the German government would have to go from its current level 1 of the gas emergency to the maximum level, which would involve rationing of energy to non-essential industries so that they can secure supply of social services, health services, and of course home heating and electricity. So that would be pretty rough for Germany, the economy, and for people.
Henning Gloystein, the Director of Energy, Climate and Resources at Eurasia Group. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.